Storytelling isn't just about clever plots or witty dialogue, it's about people, real or fictional. Every story breathes through the heartbeat of characters who want something but are forced to wrestle for it. That struggle, the gap between desire and obstacle, is where the magic happens. It's the same place you and I live most days, learning, failing, reaching, trying again. I used to worry that my stories didn't move. Turns out, the problem wasn't my plot lines, it was my characters. They weren't wanting anything strongly enough. And when they did, I wasn't throwing enough in their way. Sound familiar? Keep reading. We glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. Romans 5-3-4-1. Story begins when someone wants something. Every story starts with desire. Your protagonist wants something: love, freedom, belonging, justice, a way out. But as in real life, getting it won't be easy. I learned that when I tried to write a story where nothing went wrong. It was supposed to be heartfelt and peaceful, and it was also unreadable. Conflict isn't chaos. It's the contrast that turns light into story. Think of Joseph in Genesis. He wanted to honor God and dreamed of greatness, but was betrayed, enslaved, and imprisoned first. Only through resistance did his purpose grow strong enough to bless others. When your character's desire meets opposition, you're not just raising tension, you're revealing truth. Ask yourself, what does my character want so badly they'd risk comfort to get it? And what stands in the way? 2. Everyone thinks they're the main character. I laughed the day I realized my supporting characters were flat because I treated them like they were props. In stories and life, everyone sees themselves as the star. The hotel clerk who brushes off your hero after a long journey doesn't think, I'm a minor role. They think, this is my day, I'm tired, you're interrupting my story. That realization changed how I write and how I live. Every encounter, fictional or real, carries 2 perspectives and multiple motives. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves. Philippians 2-3. When you write from that truth, your scenes gain dimension. Every side character becomes human. Every moment becomes a mirror for empathy. And here's the secret. Your readers will feel it, because in the end, we're all trying to survive the same story. 3. Obstacles aren't the enemy, they're the story. If everything in your story goes smoothly, no one cares. Harsh, right? Readers aren't after perfection, they're after transformation. I used to blame writer's block on lack of inspiration, but most times I was just avoiding my character's pain. I didn't want to follow them into the hard parts, the doubts, losses, internal fears. Yet that's where meaning is birthed. When Moses fled Egypt after failure, God didn't remove the wilderness, he met him there. The obstacle wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds. James 1-2. What if you treated your character's obstacle as holy ground, the place where they finally meet truth? 4. The 6 questions that shape every story. It took me years to stop overcomplicating structure. I used to get lost in outlines so detailed I forgot why I was telling the story. Then one afternoon, fueled by coffee and mild despair, I wrote 6 questions on a napkin. Who is the main character? What do they want? Why can't they get it? What do they do about that? Why does it fail? How does it end? Those questions changed my writing life. They're a compass, not a cage. Whether you're writing 3 acts or 30 chapters, these questions keep you tethered to purpose. Write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. Habakkuk 2-2. If you're stuck mid-story, revisit these 6. They'll pull you out of confusion every single time. 5. Your writing process is as unique as your calling. When I began writing seriously, I devoured every morning routine of great authors' article I could find. Nothing worked. I felt like a fraud because I couldn't write in 4-hour marathons while sipping herbal tea. Turns out, My brain writes in bursts, 15-minute storms of clarity followed by silence. At first, I hated that, until I realized it was how God designed me. You don't need to mimic another writer's rhythm. You need to honor your own. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139 to 14. If you prefer handwriting in chaos or typing notes in the carpool line, own it. Creativity thrives through authenticity, not imitation. Ask yourself, where does your writing flow most easily? And does fear keep you from trusting that space? 6. Self-awareness is the writer's secret weapon. The longer I coach writers, the more I see that most creative problems mask a spiritual one, not knowing yourself. I once edited a novel for weeks, only to realize I was procrastinating because the story felt too personal. It reflected a chapter of my life I hadn't forgiven myself for. Once I faced that truth, finishing the book became worship, not torture. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Psalm 139 to 23. Good writing doesn't require perfection, it requires honesty. God can only heal the parts of your art you're willing to bring into the light. 7. Writer's block isn't laziness, it's misalignment. When I hit a block, I used to punish myself with guilt. You're just not disciplined enough. But I've learned writer's block is usually a signal something's off between your heart and your process. Maybe you're trying to write what's trendy instead of what's true. Maybe you're stuck in someone else's method. Or maybe you've forgotten that creativity is cooperation, not control. Apart from me, you can do nothing. John 15:5. When you feel blocked, stop striving. Write a terrible paragraph. Pray over your keyboard. Let grace loosen your grip. The words return when the pressure leaves. 8. Every story you write is a mirror of redemption. All storytelling is really God's story retold: creation, fall, redemption, restoration. Your characters aren't just chasing goals. They're wrestling with identity, forgiveness, and purpose just like you. That's why your mission as a fiction writer is sacred. You're showing readers that the human spirit, broken yet hopeful, still matters. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. So don't just write to entertain. Write to awaken. Write to remind someone that struggle is the starting point of transformation. Because in every flawed character lies the whisper of grace. And that, my friends, is the truest story ever told.